Hey guys, and welcome to the Fish Room. I'm Rachel O'Leary and it's time for a Tuesday tip. Now I talk all the time about my quarantine procedures and how I sterilize equipment, so I thought this week I would show you how. It's really pretty simple and it can be invaluable for preventing the spread of disease from tank to tank. Now, as I've mentioned in past videos, I keep separate equipment for just about every tank, and I have a few different things that I do to ensure that I don't double dip. One of which is that whenever I've used a net, I put it net side down into a bucket. This allows me to remember which nets have been used and which haven't, so that when it comes time to sterilize them, when my bucket has several in it, I know which ones need it. So all I do is a simple bleach dip. Now I do this because this is what I used to do to disinfect things when I worked as a veterinary technician. It's also what the CDC recommends, as well as the World Health Organization. Now, one thing that's important to note is that the strength of your regular household bleach has been increased to 8.25%, so that changes your ratios. I basically do a 10-part water to 1 part bleach solution. This much of a bucket of water, just enough to cover the net, and about 1.5 cups of bleach. Now I use scalding hot water. The hotter the better, because that in and of itself kills a lot of things. So first I'll fill the bucket up with scalding hot water, I'll add my bleach, and I'll let my net sit for at least 5 minutes. Often I'll just let them in there until I need to use them, at which point I'll pour out the bleach solution, refill it with clean scalding hot water, add some dechlorinator, and then remove my nets and let them air dry. The air drying is really important as well. Since I always pre-moisten my nets before netting fish, I give them a good rinse, there's not any issue of chlorine residue being left on my net. And this is a good idea for you guys to do too. Whenever you're going to use a net, get it wet first. It's a lot more gentle on the scales of the fish. So let's go ahead and get my bucket and solution set up, and I'll show you what I do. Now, one thing I do want to mention is if you use this for your siphon tubes, it will give them a cloudy appearance, which is no problem, but I wanted to make you aware of it. Again, I use straight hot water. The hotter the better. And I fill my bucket until it covers the actual net. Now, this will break down your nets over time. I find that I have to replace my nets about every 2 years, but you know, making sure that I'm disinfecting against the most common things gives me great peace of mind. And I think it's really important to the overall health of a fish room. Now, this delicious looking pitcher has markings on it. You want to be careful. Be careful to avoid splash. Obviously, bleach is corrosive. If it gets in your eyes, it can cause damage. If I was working in a lab, I would wear safety goggles, but I'm not. Then I'll rinse out my pitcher. Now, this pitcher is only used for this purpose. I'll let this sit for a while, and then I'll dechlorinate it, and then my nets are ready to go. Thanks for watching. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my Tuesday tips or Sunday species spotlights. Don't forget to stop by my Facebook as well as my website, MsJinx.com, where you can find my upcoming speaking engagements, my current stock list, and information on all things nano.